parents. Thank you for your time to join me this morning. We share some of the information regarding education. Okay, so thank you for Eduseeds, to organize this event. And thank you, Isaac, and also Daniel and the team's support to organize this event as well. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to share with you the my slides. So I will share the screen. Okay. Sorry. Okay, let me share this. Okay, so the topic of today is what's next after IGCSE. So I believe that students and parents, your children has already completed the IGCSE, or those of you are doing this course and plan to further, continue your studies, and what would be the next after you obtaining the IGCSE in terms of your education duration. Okay. So let me refer to this one. Okay, so my agenda for today will be 3 parts in here. I believe that many people doesn't know about Asia University, in short AEU. So I will have a brief introduction about our university. Yeah, we are in the market not that long, but it's also not that short. So I have a brief introduction about us first. And then after that, we'll go into the topic of today, which we talk about the what would be your next move or your planning for after obtaining the IGCSE. Okay. Then the third part here, I will briefly introduce to you what are the available courses at AEU. Okay. So if you have some of the questions, I think you can put in the chat room. Isaac and also my colleague Philip. He's also from Asia University. He's from the marketing side. He will also assist you. Okay. So first part, I would like to briefly introduce to you about who is AEU. Okay, some of the people in the market call us is AOU. Okay, because just like the circle here, so people call us, or some of people call us AEIOU. So we have all the all the letters inside this university. So, but it stands for AEU, the short form, Asia University. So who are we? Okay, this is our campus. We're located at Subanjaya SS15. Okay, and this is our website, www.aeu.edu.my. So if you would like to know us more, then you can visit our website. Okay, so who are we actually? We established in 2007 in April. Okay, so this establishment of the university actually is through Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Malaysia, with the 35 ACD member countries. So who is ACD? Is Asia Cooperation Dialogue countries. This a member country consists of 35 countries, particularly is in Asia countries. So they go through the declarations in the 2005 and also 2006. This one is through their ministerial meeting, the declaration to establish this university. So what is the purpose of establish this university? So briefly mention about the history is because of the 1997, the economic crisis in Asia countries. So that's why the member countries want to support each other to do, to contribute in terms of the development of the Asia country. So that's why each of the country are taking up one of the project in order to make our Asia countries better development. Okay, so these are the declarations in the ministerial meetings. So I don't go into the details. For details, you actually can refer to our website. Okay, so the unique position of Asia University, we have 2 levels of governance. One is in the international level, which we have to report to Asia Cooperation Dialogue. So the every year the secretary will also have join us for the graduation ceremony. And I think currently our prime minister is in the Indonesia, is having meeting, so he also has to report to the ACD meeting, the ministerial meeting about the development of AEU. Okay. So at the national level, AEU actually has to report to 3 ministries. One is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, because that's the one proposed to establish in the ACD forum, and Ministry of Finance. Okay, these are the one to support us in terms of the finance, and also we are governed by the quality of the education, which is the Ministry of Higher Education. So these are the 3 ministries which we have to report to at the national level. Okay. So who is ACD? ACD has these 5 pillars in order to develop the Asia countries, helping each other in terms of connectivity, science, technology, and innovation, education and human resources development, food, energy, and water security nexus, tourism, and culture. So where's the position of AEU? We are positioned at here, which is the education and human resources development. So we are the prime movers for this pillar. Okay, so these are our vision here. Our establishment actually is what to provide the affordable and quality education and human resources development in Asia. That's why we are the first one to develop e-education, okay, in order to provide the affordable, the education to the country. And our mission, because based on us, we don't have enough resources. So we have to collaborate with the universities, institutions, and also other industries to draw their expertise, their prestigious, and also resources in order to provide the quality higher education and also lifelong learning. Okay, so that's where we collaborate with many institutions. So how about this E? The E, many people taken us as like is a electronic. Actually, the establishment actually will include 8 elements, mainly for the teaching and learning methodologies, or in another word we call it pedagogies. So we emphasize on these 8 elements in terms of our curriculum development and also the students' learning experience as well. So such as, let's say, we talk about the empower learning, enhanced learning, exploratory, entrepreneurial, expanding, effective, electronic, and also the experiential. So electronic is only part of our elements, which we make use of the, the technologies to help us in terms of delivering the course and also learning as well. Okay, so that's the brief introduction of Asia E University. So I come into the part 2 here, which is what we would like to discuss further for the IGCSE today. Okay, so with the support of the Eduseeds, so we move into this one. Okay. I think many of the parents agree, or you have heard about it, education is a key to success. But in today's situation here, is it really a key to success? Because your children may tell you something which is that I want to do something else. Like say, I mean, right now the most popular industry is like social media influencers. So these are the industries. Is it something related to education? Okay, we also needed to see. But of course, in the older generation, we did say education is a key to success. But I put, we have been debating on this area many times among our faculty members as well. Okay, so the question here is we're talking about education. Many people are paper chasing, paper qualification chasing now. So is it means education is a qualification, or are you getting more certificates? Then your education is considered you are very good because you have many of the achievements of the paper qualifications. So I put forward for you to rethink these questions as well. Okay, another one here. Many people debate, especially I think parents, you also discuss with other parents among yourself. You say, hey, is it necessary to get a degree from my children need to get a degree, or in another word, okay, not necessary degree, maybe diploma. So okay, or whatever is we call it as a post-secondary studies. So that's here you may want to also think about it. Is that okay? Sorry. my child getting IGCSE, okay, finish the high school. Now what? Is it necessary to go to get a degree? Or, okay, I get a diploma or certificate will do. Okay, so let's share today this topic in here. Now, what's next? At this moment, your child or student, if you are attending this, the talk here, we can think about it. You have basically two choices at this moment. Either you go and study. If you decided not to study, you will go to work. I hope you are not thinking, okay, you just sleep at home. Okay, so either study or work. Now, the question here is that study, there are many choices in the market. I put it into two big categories. It's either you want to study locally or you go and study abroad. Okay, so parents, you may want to look into these two categories in here. I'll share further. And if you're going to work, do what? What kind of job is suitable for you? At this moment, you just have the high school qualification. Okay, now let's discuss here and back to just now, we're talking about the education. Now, if you study, should you study locally or should you go abroad to study? But of course, in here, this is situation, now we are in the pandemic situation, so it will be, and you just finish your high school, I would highly recommend you is that to consider study locally first. The reason is because you are still young, or your child is still young. Now it's only 18 years old, or maybe some of you is only 16 years old. You graduate with the IGCSE. Okay, so if let's say you're so young going to abroad, it will be a very difficult time for you unless you have guardians in another story. But in general situation is quite difficult because I'm dealing with quite a number of the students and the parents. They send their children to go overseas to study their pre-university course. That means immediately after the high school. Then they find it's very difficult to cope, especially you want to go to your discipline, particularly studying medicines, so on and so forth. They require a very high standard of academic qualification. Then you will have hard time of juggling your life and also study. While in local, because you still stay with the parents, the environment is still familiar, so you can concentrate to study. Okay. So now the question here is that if you say, okay, I have all the conditions available, which I can go abroad, fine, for whatever means. Okay. But one thing here I want to mention is that you don't have to follow your peers or others to make the decision. Okay. You should look at your own situation in order to make the decision. So that's why here I would like to share with you the education system in Malaysia. Okay, so in Malaysia, we are following the MQF. What does it mean by MQF? It's the Malaysia Qualification Framework. Okay, so in each of the country, like say you have the European, you also have the UK, you also have the Malaysia. We follow this one. So what does it mean is that they categorize in level 1 to level 8. So level 1, you will call it a certificate level, but actually level 1 to level 3, you all call it as a certificate. So this one usually is that we have the vocational qualification. That's where we call it as a TVET. Okay, it's a vocational. So this one, the duration all fall under the classification of the credits. So let's say level 1 would be 15 credits. So of course the duration will be shorter compared with a duration of having the credit which is 60. Okay, so it's ranging from, let's say for example, you may have 1 month to 1 year. Okay, so or 1.5 years time. Okay, so after the certificate, you go into the diploma. Okay, so diploma we call level 4. Okay. Each country will have different. Okay, UK may call it different level as well. Okay, and then we're going to have another level which is advanced diploma. Okay. So it's the level 5. Okay, so of course the level 6 in here you can call it as a graduate certificate, graduate diploma, or bachelor degree. But of course here these different credit hours, 36 until the 120. These one all classified as the level 6, which is a part of the degree. Okay, you can accumulate. So, finish the 36. Or in here, diploma and advanced diploma, they also can give you some exemption because you have done level 5, level 4, level 5. So part of the level 6 here, they may give you the exemption because you obtain the qualification in diploma and advanced diploma. Okay, but of course, we also have something here called as a lifelong learning, which is called accreditation of the prior experiential learning. But I think here, in this forum is not suitable because majority of the student, you just come from the high school. This one is that in case you would like to go and work, then can you come back and study? Yes. Later on, we will count your working experience and give you the credits in order to come back to study the, all these qualification. Okay. So this is basically the qualification framework in Malaysia. Okay. So looking at here, a bit easier for you to understand here is that, okay, now I finished the IGCSE here, which is equivalent to SPM, okay, end of the secondary school. Now, what your plan to further study, you have a lot of choice here. Either you go for STPM, A-level, matriculation or foundation or diploma. Okay, so now because majority of you are from the IGCSE, so we cancel, we don't look at the STPM. Okay, we look at the A-level or the matriculation or foundation. Matriculation, if you're talking about the government one, I think we also can ignore it at this moment. We may look at the A-level, foundation, or the diploma. So you have these three choice. The duration of this kind of the qualification here is 1 to 2 years time. So A-level, if let's say, for example, if you plan to do the health sciences or the hard sciences, I would highly recommend you go for the A-level. Okay, so A-level, this is a generic qualification. That means it can apply to any of the discipline. If you are a science stream, then you go for, basically, you can also go into the arts, major in the degree as well. Okay, just that the arts stream, you cannot go into the science stream, but the other way around is okay. Okay. So basically, if you go for the social science or go for the hard sciences, but particularly you go for the hard sciences or health sciences, which I will highly recommend you to go for the A-level. Now, if you are going to, let's say, oh, I want to go for the social science and also go for the business, is it necessary to go for the A-level? Then I would advise you, maybe you can go for the foundation, because foundation is the course which is specifically tailor-made for their degree. Okay, it's not a generic, means that you enroll into one university's foundation, you are considered actually you are going to join their bachelor degree later on. Okay, because the bachelor actually you should determine the bachelor degree, then you only look back whether you have to join the foundation. Okay, so diploma is another game here, is that you notice the diploma, the first 2 years actually is equivalent to the bachelor's first year, meaning that you study 2 years for the diploma, later on you can get the exemption from the bachelor for 1 year if you fulfill all the requirements. Okay, so that's the situations. All these qualifications, they can transfer here and transfer there. Okay, so basically the bachelor degree offered in the market will be 3 to 4 years time. Okay, and if let's say you're looking at the Australia system, then honors degree will be considered as an additional 1 year. Okay, but UK usually, UK will give you is the honors degree straight away. Okay, and then you can consider is, I mean, right now is the less colleges, institutions offer advanced diploma. Okay, but early days we did have advanced diploma, which is equivalent to, the higher level of the bachelor degree. They may not fully exempted you to be considered as an equivalent to bachelor degree, but it is below bachelor but higher diploma, something like this. Okay, so these are all calculated by the credits hours. Okay, So as it goes on, only the bachelor degree, this part here will be a bit more complicated. But once you get the bachelor degree, you go into the master and go into the PhD or doctorate degrees. So these are more clear cut here. So that's the academic pathway in, in Malaysia's system. So now come to your choice here. Many parents or the students say, what is the best university I want to go? Okay, there is here I want to emphasize one thing is that best is a relative measurement. So the best, it has to go back to yourself, which is your best choice. In another word here, it may not be best, but it is an optimal decision, because today's making the decision, it will be affecting our future, the lifestyle, also the our survival matters as well. So the decision here, that's why somebody say that you should not regret, because at this moment, if you are making the best choice, because it's due to the current situation, you make it. But definitely you should make best choice means that you have all the options for you to make optimum choice among all the options. Okay, so do not follow others' choice. I think today's situation is that many of the students say, hey, my friend go to so-and-so A university, B university, doing A job, B job. So you just say, okay, I follow. So here, I would like to share with you is that when you're making the decision here, so far the research found out is that Malaysia, the factors to influence the choice of higher education will be very much different from other countries, which I share with you here. Is that from the research we found out that Malaysia, we are more price sensitive. Cost of education comes first, and then come from the content and structure, physical perspective, and also value of the education we place for. Okay, institutions, information, family, friends, peers. Okay, so these are the factors actually contribute to the decision choice here. Okay, but in terms of New Zealand, how people making the decision in terms of choose the higher education is that they're looking at the value education, and the others comes later, especially the cost of education that comes number 3. Okay, Indonesia, okay, we consider the course and career information is the most important. Okay, and the value of the education actually plays the last. And Taiwan, they're looking into is that whether the location is nearby my areas or not. Okay, so different country has the different decisions in here. Now, these are a bit, outdated, the information, but it's just your reference. I give you one more, is the most recent one, which our students has done this research in the PhD research, and also published last year, only finished last year only. This is a thesis, not published. Okay, so in Malaysia, what is the trend of, say, the factors influence the students making the choice of higher education? They choose English as a medium of instruction. Okay, I hope this is not biased. Okay, and then the foreigners, they're also looking at whether this university is it international or not. How many of the foreign students and how many is the foreign the staff teaching or lecturers? We call it the faculty members. And also the environment, is it conducive to study? And whether the academic excellence, the good reputation, and also the qualified lecturers, and also the qualified graduates. So these are the factors to contribute the choice of the institutions. Okay, so I show you for your reference. See whether maybe one of them is suitable for your consideration. Okay, I also show you to you is that share with you here is that the research, the information shows to us is that which one is the worst best countries for education system. Just in case you would like to consider, I would like to send my children to overseas. So these are the top 10, which is published in May 10, 2020, is the last year, quite current. So UK still rank the first. Okay, now in terms of education system, we always replace, these are the top 3 countries, Malaysian like to send their children to study, UK, US, and Australia. Okay, US we including Canada, so and so forth. Okay, Australia including the New Zealand as well. Okay, so why, or in terms of what you choose based on these three countries, of course, many reasons, but in terms of the education system here, UK system is in-depth system. I mean, in terms of they choose is the elite, we call it the elite system. In US, it's called mass education. Everybody, you know, you should have a chance to go to university. It's a mass education. But UK is considered elite. That means the education system is, they don't study many subjects, but everything is very in-depth. Okay. US is that mass education. You will notice that their courses is many, you know, especially a lot of general courses. So how about Australia? Australia just pays in a between. So this is one extreme, UK is one extreme, US is another extreme, and Australia just in the middle. So I think you will notice that many, I mean, recent year, many parents or Malaysians, they send their children to Australia. So that's why Australia dollars increase a lot. Okay. But from the research here, we can have two conclusions. The outstanding education system, they also bring to have a strong financial system sectors in the country. Okay. So what does it contribute to here is that students in the top educational countries, they have concentrate or they have an exceptional and consistent understanding of the core mathematics principles. So I should congratulate these Eduseeds. You know, they're moving in a very direct, right direction because they make all of you to study science. Okay, and mathematics is one of the, you know, fundamental subjects, and then they also drew you a lot on the mathematics, right? Okay. So why needs the mathematics? Okay, I share with you another one. The very reasons, you know, information coming from the Financial Times is published in February 2nd. The coming years of the demand in the jobs here is the top 10 all related to mathematics. Okay, so if let's say your children tell you that, you know, I don't like mathematics, I think we needed to find out ways how to cultivate them to love mathematics. Okay, so but New Zealand is a very good education. You know, they also published one of the book, which is how to teach the children to learn maths to develop their interest. So these top 10 jobs is increasing in demand, and these top 10 jobs are decreasing in demand. However, you will notice that these are the top 10 jobs all related one way or the other is mathematics. But you also will notice another area here. In America, they also published in the 2020, okay, the new one, the research found out is that the growth of the jobs in here, you see 74% of the annual growth is AI. Means that the technology also play a very big role in our future jobs here. But don't forget about it. There is also one area which did not mention here is the soft skills. The soft skill. You will notice that this part here, like say sales development representative, that's what we call sales. You see, it will be is 30%, which is kind of like quite consistent over the years. So don't forget about, you know, there is another area which is soft skills, which is like evergreen. Okay. Okay, in Malaysia's scenario, what will be demand in the future? You will notice that the information published by the MOE and also some of the scholars, they mention about Malaysia, actually, we have a high demand in terms of English teachers. Okay, now come back to just now, the first slide, which I mentioned to you, is that many people looking at is that education is the key to success. But after we sharing all this information, we can tell you that education actually is not the key to success. What is the keys to success actually is the wisdom and knowledge. Okay. Benjamin Franklin once said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Okay, so knowledge actually is the real assets and wealth. I mean, my parents taught me is that since young, maybe you consider it's outdated already, but until today, I still remember. They told me is that knowledge is the only thing nobody can steal it from you. Whatever you learn is yourself. That's the only real asset belongs to your own self. Okay. In terms of wisdom, actually, it is built on the knowledge. Okay. It is the synthesis of the knowledge and also the experiences. Okay. So, parents, I honestly share with you is that you should allow, not too protective, should allow your children to experiences the certain of situation, even you know that they may bang their head to the wall. Sometimes you will have to let them learn themselves, then they will only know. Because, for example, I share my experience with you is that my own child, my daughter, driving, okay, told her that do not drive fast, must be careful. So never listen, young people. So until the day she got accident, and now she will be very careful. So of course, not that come to that extreme. Luckily, she is okay. So sometimes is that after their real experience, their personal experience it, then they will know what is it actually. We have been talking, probably they just trick it as songs or whatever, one here and then one out. Okay, but here I want to share with you is that you do not condemn that whichever the the career or what jobs, because every jobs they also have their novelty. Okay, because I always say that every industry they also have their champion. So even this is one of the case to share with you that even people drop out from the study, they will also can be successful in their future, because it doesn't mean everybody is academic inclined. If let's say they don't like to study, there will be always have other things for them to do, because in today's situation always have avenue for them to explore and to be successful. Okay, so just needed to further explore, maybe talking to Eduseeds, Isaac or Daniel, they can give you more counseling, and then you can explore further if you do not really want to go into the academic side. Okay, so as just now I mentioned, actually there's a lot of TVET programs you can go on as well. So the again I mentioned is that based on your best choice, do not follow the others. Okay, I share with you another story here is my nephew, he got the SPM about 9A. Okay, so he said he want to do medicine. Then the parents will say, oh yeah, I got no money, so I have to sell the house and then prepare the son to study. Because even like say in the market, to study a medical degree is like say millions. Okay, but to sacrifice the house and then go and support, because there is also two more siblings down there, and the eldest one, if let's say you sell the house for the eldest to study, then what about the next two? I mean the two more children, what are they going to do? So I think as a parents here, you will need to play a facilitating role here. Okay, facilitating meaning that you have to guide your children to make the decision in terms of like, instead of following the others, say, oh okay, I want to follow the others. So I believe that the young people today here is that you force them, cannot, but if you let them do it, which you find is a wrong way, or is not what you hope them or expect them to do, but you don't know how to do with them. So I think the facilitating role here is very important, because you have to make them understand to agree with you. I share with you another case here is my own daughter. Okay, my own daughter, the elder one now is already 25 years old. Early days, she said she want to, after her high school, we asked her, what you want to do? She said, I want to learn dance. I want to do dancing. So, I mean, as a Asia parent, dancing, what you're going to earn for living in the future. Correct. That's one of the things which we're very concerned about, because dancing, which is not a lifelong career, correct or not? So I said, So we go through the counseling with her, is that to let her understand. Then after some time, ask her what you want to do. She said, I want to do accounting. I said, why you want to do accounting? Say, oh, because my friend doing it. So I said, you know, my daughter's one is not the one uh, very mindful about numbers. Okay, she will do something and then forget the others. So I think it's not a material for accounting. So what we try to persuade her is that you are not a material for the accounting, which it doesn't work. Okay, because this will may hurt their ego, because they say, hey, my maths is good, why I cannot do accounting. Okay, so what we try to do is that we discuss with my husband and me. Okay, as a parent, we discuss with our friend, in the company has that uh, accountant, which we know about, lucky in the sense that, so we place her to work for 1 month to do accounting job, the clerical one. So after 1 month, we ask her, do you like this kind of the job? She will say no. She doesn't like accounting at all. Okay, so I said, what do you like? So end of the day, actually, we find her, we do some of the, career tests with her. And actually, she likes early childhood education. She likes to play with the kids, she's kind of like, growing with the kids. She's very happy. So yeah, she enjoy her course, and then we also enjoy her teaching as well. She is the type of the person, the history, it can be Form 1 until Form 5, she failed history. So we especially me, I talked to her that, should you just remember and then you go for the test? She can tell me she cannot memorize. You may check with your child. Is it so difficult to memorize? They can memorize all the singers, dancers, and all the cartoons, movies, so and so forth, but they cannot memorize history. Just that simple. But when she found her course, which she liked, in the tertiary education, in the higher education, she scored distinction in her subjects. It's like a change. Even let's say you find your child, especially boys, they are not doing well in high school, it doesn't mean they cannot do well in the tertiary education or higher education. They just a bit slow, but once they grow up, they understand what they want, they really can fly. Okay, they really soar up. Okay. So that's my sharing. Okay, the following time I just want to briefly share with you is that what Asia University, the course available for you. Okay, so we offer two pathways to cater for different needs of the students. One is the academic route, and also another is the professional route. The academic route, which we have diploma, graduate diploma, until the doctorate degree. And the professional route, which we have the ACCA, which to provide those they want to do accounting, and also the charter management institutions, and also some of the short courses, including, let's say, you want to do data analytic, you want to do hospitality in order to straight away get a job. Okay, we have ranging from like 1 week training until 1 year training, which you can just get a certificate, you can go and work. Okay, so but of course in here, if you enter into the professional route or you enter into the academic route, you can switch later on. That's not an issue. Okay, so but just that you want to make a clear decision what you would like to do. But it doesn't mean once you enroll or you learn some of the knowledge, you waste. Nowadays, there's many of the choices. So whatever you learn, it won't be a waste. Okay, so I particularly would like to share with you is this international foundation, which I started since the day one until now, because we are using the University of London's the curriculum, and Asia University is a recognized teaching center of the University of London. So who is the University of London? They are the first university to offer the distance education in UK. Okay, so this university is very old, okay, one of the very old university, and also most diversified university in UK. So they have already 180 years old. Okay, until today they are here. So their curriculum, which we adopted from them, and we provide a two pathway for the students. If let's say after IGCSE, you want to study the foundation program, this foundation program, we give you two pathway. One is that you do not wish to go overseas or you want to go overseas, we also cater for you. Okay, but definitely we provide much wider choices for you to choose for your career. Okay, so this foundation, actually we call it a passport for you to enter into the various higher qualification. You can go into the graduate diploma, degree, and subsequently go to the others. Okay. So in AEU we offer the degree courses, which is under business and also accounting. Graduate diploma in business management, we have different concentration. You want to do marketing, e-commerce, business information system, plantation operations management, human resources, you can further explore the your interest in different majors. And we also have the graphic design. We also have the information and communication technology. This one can provide you the skills in order to do programming, so and so forth in the IT area, and also digital creative media. And in terms of the education, okay, we are kind of like quite strong in education. So we have the early childhood education, teaching English as a second language, and also teaching Malay language in primary school, and also early childhood education. So these are the current, in demand of the courses, which is the Malaysia's education system is the upgrading. Okay, so many of the kindergartens, the primary schools, they're also upgrading their teachers to have a bachelor degrees as well. Okay. So for the just now mentioned about the foundation here, you can choose the AEU's degree continue, or you can actually choose the University of London's pathway, which you can expose to many different universities, including Australia, Canada, all these different countries. Okay, and it's a top lead, the top universities, especially the University of London. They have 17 institutions under them, and London School of Economics, one of them under them. Okay, and also Goldsmith University of London is also under them. Okay. So those of you would like to do economics, finance, accounting, London School of Economics is one of your choice, world-class university. So currently, one of our students also plan to go to LSE next year. Sorry, this year. Okay, that's all my sharing. Okay, so this one is the QR code, and also this is the link to hoping that you can give me some feedback how to how to further improve in terms of this sharing session. So this is just a feedback form which you can answer. I think Isaac will share this information in the chat room. Okay. So thank you very much for your time and your listening. If you would like to contact us further, then you may contact Eduseeds. Okay, Mr. Daniel is here, and Mr. Isaac. And if you would like to contact our AEU staff, so these are three of us. I'm Sheila. So my colleague Lily and also Philip. Okay, so Philip is also here. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, and thank you very much, Eduseeds, Mr. Daniel. So I pass back the time to Mr. Daniel.
Daniel, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Sheila.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, your parents, administrators, for actually joining us today on a Saturday morning. I know where Professor Sheila is coming from, especially putting her daughter in a 1-month training program, because my dad did that for my sister. She wanted to do veterinarian, something to do with animal science. So we know it's an expensive course. So we actually sent her 1 month into a vet to actually ask her to do it. So I know about it because I'm the one sending her every day and picking her back. So after 1 month, she managed to go through it, sail it, and then finally my dad agreed to actually send her to join that kind of course, because we know education in Malaysia or overseas especially is going to be expensive. In Malaysia, you got the top tier like Taylor's University, everything. I know it's going to be expensive. So why I created or why I invited Professor Sheila to come and do this talk is to give you like parents an awareness, because we know a lot of students, like for my side here, we have students who basically follow students. They just follow for the sake of following. So I think education is also going to change, whereby I feel that if your children doesn't know what to do, maybe you have, I'm sure you have family friends or family members who is in that industry. They can just go and hop on and then observe, learn for 1 week, 2 weeks or 1 month, and then, and then finally decide. If you have any other questions or you want to contact me personally, I will put down my number. Isaac will help me to put down my phone number. You can also contact me personally, because I'm also very familiar with tertiary education. I myself, I always believe that you study education, like what you say, is not only also wisdom and knowledge, you have to also participate in all those core curriculum. So I did that here when I was studying here my diploma. I basically applied or as a student president, and organized events, sports, everything. It does help you in a way if you want to get scholarship overseas. But some overseas university, they do look at that aspect for you. So it's just not just academic. You also need to participate, humanitarian stuff, going out, helping your school doing charity works. Yes, it does helps a lot later on, or when you go and apply for local colleges, so you also can explain to the colleges this is what you're involved in. So yeah, if there is no more question, I think we can close now. You see, so thank you everyone for joining. If you any questions, yeah, you can also call me. I'm available every day until Sunday as well. Okay, thank you.